Hello, and welcome to SPL Tutorials. My name is Samson Okari, your Microsoft Excel tutor. Now, what is Microsoft Excel? Microsoft Excel is a computer program developed by Microsoft and is used to create electronic spreadsheets. It enables a user to organize data, perform calculations using formulas and functions that are inbuilt, store information. In this case, it can be volumes of information, can be stored in Excel, as you later see, and present information visually using graphical solutions such as charts. And there are many charts that Excel provides. Pie charts, bar charts, line graphs, pivot tables, name them. So then what are the Excel basics that one should know at the onset? The first important Excel basic that an Excel user should know is the Excel screen. Now, what I've opened or I'm showing here is what we call the Excel screen, which contains what we call the quick access toolbar up here. And then below it is what we call the command tabs. For example, we have the file command tab, the home tab, the insert tab, page layout tab, the formulas tab, the data tab, review tab, the view tab, the help tab, and many other tabs. Additionally, a user can customize the tabs in the ribbon by doing some customization that we shall learn later on. The command tabs, when clicked, show what we call the ribbon. For example, this is the home tab ribbon. This is the insert tab ribbon, and so forth. So we'll start with the home tab ribbon. Now, the home tab ribbon, when clicked, shows a number of groups. The ribbon narrows down or breaks down to groups. For example, the first one here is the keyboard group, which enables us to do some formatting. You can cut. This is the symbol or icon for cut, or you can use Control X as a shortcut, which we are going to learn later on in shortcuts lesson. You can copy, then you can paste, and you can also format paint. There is the font group, which enables one to bold, to make something look italic, underline, or even add some border to data. You can have the fill color, or you can have the font color. So in this particular case, for example, I would like to have my Microsoft Excel introduction in bold. So I can click on that and click on that bold or the B icon. I can as well do Control B. Maybe I also want to be underlined, so I can click on this underline icon, or I can do Control U for underlining. I might also want a set of data, the whole of this set of data have borders. So I can highlight the whole of the data and go to borders group and talk of all borders. And you can see now my data has borders everywhere. Then comes I can as well use this font color for Microsoft Excel introduction. That's the header. Then comes the alignment group. And here you can align your data using this set of tools. Maybe you want it to move to the left, at the center, or to the right. Maybe you want to move it up, the middle, or down. Maybe you want to move it to the right. You can see when I click on that icon, it moves to the right. I can as well take it back by clicking on the left icon, the left alignment icon, and it moves to the left. Sometimes I might want my data here to have a margin center. That means I want it to be at the center of cells A to E. So I'll highlight the whole of that and then come to margin center and click, and my Microsoft Excel introduction will be merged and centered. Then we have the numbers group. And under the numbers group, this is where you can format your data in form of, it can be a general format, number format, the currency format, accounting, short date, long date, time format, percentage format, fraction format, and even more number formats if whatever you are looking for, whatever format you're looking for has not been found. So for example, if I have some data here, let's say this is 10, this is 25, and this is 23, and I would like to have it formatted in number, you'll realize later why it's important to have it formatted in the format that you want. So maybe I want it to be in that number format, but I want 0 decimal points. So I can decrease the decimals by clicking on this right pointing arrow, but the left one increases the number of decimal points. So I can decrease it to 0. Probably I want this to be in percentage, so I can highlight it again and click on this percentage icon, and you can see it changes it to percentage. But I can take it back to numbers. We have the styles group, and here, this is where you can do conditional format. You can format your data as a table, or that's quickly convert a range of cells into a table with its own style, which you can also do by using Control-T as a shortcut. Then you can also do cell styles format. We have the cells group, and here, this is where you can insert cells, rows, columns, or sheets to your workbook. We have the delete, where you can delete cells, rows, columns, or sheets from your workbook. And we have the format icon there, which can enable you to change the row height or column width, organize your sheets, or protect or hide the cells. Then we have the editing group, which can enable you to do a number of things. One of them is fill, which is to continue a series or pattern into neighboring cells in any direction. You can clear your format in the cell or delete everything in that cell. You can sort and filter by organizing your data so it's easier to analyze. And you can also find and select from the editing group. Finally, the Home tab has what we call the analysis group. And this is where you can analyze your data. Now, the Insert tab has the tables group, which can enable you to insert pivot tables. There are even recommended pivot tables and the normal tables. And I said you can do a normal table by using Control-T as the shortcut. You can do illustrations and the illustrations group. And here it can be pictures, it can be shapes, it can be icons, and even 3D models. You have the add-ins group, which can enable you to do a number of add-ins to make your data more workable. You can also have the charts. We have the chart group whereby you can insert any chart that you want. It can be the bar charts. It can be the line charts. It can be the pie charts. It can be a combination of charts. It can be the scatter graphs. It can be what we call the map charts, pivot charts, and so forth. Then we have the map, the tours maps, 3D map tours, whereby you can insert from there. We have the sparklines group. We have the filters group, which can enable you to insert slicers and timeline. We have the link group, which can enable you to insert hyperlinks, which will enable you to access data in another worksheet or in another program with ease. You can have we have the comment group where you can insert comments into your data for ease of understanding by the users. We have the text group, and this is also an important one because it enables you to even insert text or data from word art. You can insert a signature, or you can even insert an object. This we learn later in the advanced stages of Microsoft Excel, because this is just an introductory lesson. You can insert symbols by using the symbols group, and this can be equations or even symbols. So if you want to insert equations, you can insert them from here. If you want to insert symbols, you can as well insert them from here. So that is what the insert tab does. When you go to the page layout tab, this page layout tab has themes group. It has the setup group, which can give you the margins, the orientation, the size, print area, breaks. Those are page breaks, background, and the print titles options, which is very important whenever you are learning Excel. We shall see in our later discussions. Scale fit group, which can enable you to adjust your width, the height, and also the percentage in terms of your margins. We have got the sheet options, which can enable you to insert grid lines so that it can be viewed, print options over here under the grid lines and the headings. We have the arrange group, which can help you to bring forward, send backward, selection pane, align, and so forth. The formulas tab can enable you insert a function. Can enable you insert a function. And it's easy for you to insert a function here because you can just provide the name of the function you want. For example, I want max if. So if I write max if here and click OK, it will bring me the max ifs over here. I can do auto sum from here. That's still a function. I can go to recently used functions. Then I can go to the financial functions, the logical functions, the text functions, date and time functions, lookup and reference functions, the math and trigonometry functions, and even more functions under the function library group. Then we have the defined names group, which can enable us to do what we call name manager, define names, so that it's easy for you not to repeat every time saying what you want. You will define names and say that I want M to represent manager. And in that particular case, whenever you want M to be summed up, it will sum up manager. We shall learn that later in defined name ranges. Then we have formula auditing, which can enable you to really do a lot of audit of formulas and functions. to determine whether they are okay. You can see it can enable you to test precedents. That is where from your data is drawing information. Test dependence, that is which cells draw information from a given cell. You can remove the arrows because when you test dependence and precedence, it usually shows you arrows. You can show formulas so that it's easy for you to audit the formula because you'll see how it looks. You can check errors in your formula and you can evaluate a formula. That is under formula auditing, and even you have a watch window there to help you in doing that. Then we have the calculation group, which can help you in calculating matters, calculate now, calculate sheet, and calculation options, whether you want them to be automatic or manual. Usually I advise and recommend that we have automatic calculations because the manual calculations usually are prone to error. Then we have the data group, which is the penultimate group. We are going to the data tab, which is the penultimate tab that we shall look at because we are looking at file group, file tab finally. And under the data tab, we have the get and transform data group, which can enable you to get data even from other sources, from web, from text or CSV, from a table or range, from existing connections or recent sources. We have quiz and questions group. We have the data types group. We have the sort and filter group. And this is where you can sort your data and filter it for ease of understanding and use, so that you can find quickly by sorting your data. For example, A to Z, it's easy now to find any of your data sets that begins with the letter A. You can as well filter so that you can easily determine which data set you want to see. There are data tools over there. And also finally, we have forecast group, which can help us do forecast sheeting and what if analysis. That is sensitivity analysis in summary. Now, finally, we have the file tab. And this file tab, if I click it, it gives me options. If I click it, it gives me options. The home option, the new option whereby I can open a new worksheet from here. It gives me the open option so that I can open recently used files. For example, these are my recently used files. It can give me the info option, the save option, and the save as option is very important. If I click on save as option, you can see it gives me many options of what to save. We have the options over here, which now is very important again, because it will help me to, for example, go to formulas and ensure that I've picked automatic as my workbook calculation option. If I turn to manual, I'll need to manually update my formulas. But if I say automatic, my formulas will automatically pick. If I change anything that is relating to a formula, that formula will automatically pick the changed data. But if it's manual, I'll not. I'll need to do it manually. There are other things there, including the customization of the ribbon that I had mentioned earlier, that you can easily, by the way, customize your ribbon by clicking on the customize ribbon. And once you click there, you can choose whatever you want from this side to go to the quick access toolbar. So when you click from here and you say you want to add it, it will automatically move to the other side. And that means that you will have automatically had it in the access toolbar. So you'll click OK, and it will have been added. So that is generally and basically an overview of the Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Excel screen. In our next session, we shall look at the basics of Microsoft Excel. Thank you.